Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It is time for Around the Table in this space. I am Apostle Dr. Alicia George, and I'm your host this evening. I am so excited to be here with you. Listen, I'm in Southern California, and believe it or not, it is rainy, it's cold, and I'm dressed for the weather. So, whatever it is that you're doing tonight, get ready with me. Grab your drink. Tonight, I am drinking Arizona iced tea. So I hope that you have something to drink as we talk tonight around this table. And I'm super excited. I am trying to get my YouTube up. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Okay. I don't know why it was stuck, but it was not. But now it's up and we are ready. Listen, in the space, anything can happen. In the space, anybody can show up. And so I am always looking for someone to be here with me because I don't like sitting by myself and just talking to myself. And so tonight, I'm not going to disappoint you. I promise you, I have an exciting guest tonight. Someone that is going to come and fill up the space with me. And so with no further ado, I'm going to bring her up. Are you all ready? We are going to start this chat. Dr. SHAWNDA, come on up. Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm excellent. How about yourself? Thank you for having me here.
I am just so excited that you said yes to come on this show because believe it or not, there's sometimes people who say, no, I don't want to come on your show. And I get hurt in my feelings. But you said yes. And to each of you that are here tonight, go ahead and share this out. Just hit the share button because we like to share, we like to show love, and we like to support. Okay? So share, love, and support this show. Around the Table is on every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And both of us are on Pacific Standard Time tonight. So we are in sync. So, Dr. SHAWNDA, you notice I did not ask you for a bio, and there was a reason why I didn't do that because I hate just reading about people when they could tell us what they want us to know about themselves. So, would you do that for our audience? Tell us who you are.
I am happy to do that for you, Dr. Alicia. I'm a financial empowerment entrepreneur, best-selling author, speaker, coach, and I lead several businesses, one being Stewart Insurance Services, where I'm a nationwide broker. I teach faith-centered financial literacy, recession-proof strategies, and I mentor the community on financial literacy.
Wow, that's good. In my notes, the first thing I was going to ask you was, what is it like being the president of an insurance company?
It is, I'm actually a broker who's contracted with nationwide insurance companies. So I'm not the
Mhm.
insurance company, but I'm a broker who's contracted with the insurance companies, the carriers. And so
Okay.
in doing so, I'm able to offer my clients different plans and products directly from the insurance company.
Okay, so what kind of insurance is it that you do broker?
Sure, life insurance and
Okay.
health products.
Okay. You know what? That is so important. Yesterday, I actually spent an entire hour with my insurance company, just
Mm,
really going over my plan and making sure, number one, that my medical um, things were in order. And then today, I see that my health insurance premium was due. I said,
ah,
okay, because it's so
yeah.
important. Because the one thing that I realize is that when when we pass away, we don't want to leave our families with all of that expenses and stuff. And that's the one great thing that I loved about my mom. She set everything up, and my mom has been January will make 4 years. My dad has been gone 6 years. And when my dad first passed away, my mom was still alive. So she had
Mhm.
everything in place. I mean, it was so seamless. I
Wow.
was able to take her, do what we needed to do, and give my dad such an awesome homegoing. Now my mom, she left me a 4-page yellow lined set of paper, but she had me sit at her bed when she knew she was getting ready to go and read
Mm.
what she wanted. So when she left, there was no fights between me and my sisters. We did everything to her. Every request she had, we were able to do because she planned it. And so I want you to tell people tonight how important it is to plan for their health and for that type of event that will eventually come in our lives.
Yes, we know that it's inevitable that we are going to pass one day. And it's beneficial and behooves everyone to plan. Don't just leave your family. Allow them to be able to grieve properly. Sometimes I get calls from individuals asking after their family has passed, can they still get life insurance? And a lot of people in our underserved communities don't really know a lot about it. So I spend a lot of time trying to expand my mission and let individuals know exactly what life insurance is about. When we leave our families without life insurance, we can't pass on generational wealth. Sometimes, if you leave a home, you want the family to keep the home, but there's no way to continue those mortgage payments. But if you have life insurance and you have this in place before you pass or before you become incapacitated, we see a lot of prevalence of dementia and Alzheimer's. We want to get things in place. We know that life is short, and get those seeds planted and things taken care of, so that if we pass, our family's in a position to give us a great homegoing service. Like you said, we
Hmm.
don't have to do a GoFundMe on
Come
social
on.
media airing all our
Yes.
family business. And if you want to keep the home in the family and continue to pass it down to the grandchildren or whomever, you can do that and not have to go into your own personal pockets or put a damper on your family and still be able to keep that. And so life insurance is a wonderful thing, whether it be assets like a car, a home,
Mhm.
medical bills, credit cards. Sometimes, people pass and have those extra bills. And so
Yeah,
those need to be taken care of. And you don't want to take away from your children. You don't want to be a burden to them. You want them to continue with their life. So life insurance is really a great thing.
that's good. That's good. I'm so glad to hear you say that because actually when my hold on a second because YouTube is really messing up today. What's going on here?
Must be a weather thing,
It might
uh,
be the weather. Yeah.
nationwide. If California is getting bad weather, we're
Woo!
always last to get rain and storms, and everyone else is getting it. So,
Yes, yes. Now, and I'm just gonna end that portion on this. You said something so key because both my parents, my dad, um, suffered from Alzheimer's for about
Mm,
10 years. By the time he didn't even recognize who his wife was. And my mom, when she passed, she was more or less in the earlier stage of it, still had her capacity and everything like that. But it was such a relief knowing that she had had everything in place and that we did not have to be overly concerned about what was going to happen in the
mhm.
end. And so that's good. So listen, you all are hearing, listen, the word of God says, don't be just hearers, be doers. And so we're going to give you the information later on how you can contact Dr. Shonda because it's going to be really important with everything that's going on now in this day and age in our lives that we don't leave burdens to our children. Amen. Now,
Amen.
yes, let's talk about this portion of your life, a faith-based advocate. I wanted to talk about that. Tell me what that is.
Well, it's really the foundation of my leadership and how I help people turn their pain into their passion, helping them to build wealth, giving them strategies, confidence that, you may be in a place of turmoil right now and not know that that pain is going to turn into your passion and your purpose, and you're going to be able to help other individuals. And so, with my master class, I've expanded Stewart Insurance Service into a master class to recession proof your life, helping individuals become agents and to become brokers. And so in that class, I emphasize it being faith based. I don't push
Okay.
preaching or anything, scriptures, but I let individuals know that through God, you can have confidence that the challenging spaces that you're in now, you can uplift yourself out of it. We walk by faith, not by sight. And we have to know that God is there for us in the background while we're building our wealth, while we're positioning ourselves to get out of this financial turmoil, we have to realize that God is putting things together for us and have the faith that He's going to work it out. And so, as I'm teaching them the blueprint and the steps that they're going through to get their license, to become an agent, and then be a broker and be nationwide with multiple carriers, it's all about faith, because sometimes we get weak and anxious and we want things to happen overnight. And it doesn't work that way with a business. You know, business can be volatile. We saw how we just now had a government shutdown. And so
Yes.
my business is about not really being in a pulpit, but using my ministry of faith and aligning it with businesses and teaching individuals in the class. You're not just going to be gaining a business to learn financial literacy and to be able to have a business that helps you reap the benefits of commission and what have you, but you're still going to be using your faith to accomplish that, because you'll have your highs and you have your lows. And so you need something to give you coping skills as you're building.
So you are actually duplicating yourself. You you are teaching others to do exactly what you're doing and expanding it. See, that is so important that we understand that what we have and what we learn, it's not just for us. It's to help other people to advance their lives, to become because there are people out there who want to start businesses. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how I started. I am a vision coach. I help people start their businesses. And we have to understand that there are people that want to, but they just don't know how. But when someone like yourself puts in the work, puts in the time, then you start to reproduce who you are, what you do, and there are others that's doing exactly what you're doing. Let's stop here for a second and let me check
Okay.
my comments. Let's see. Haha, that's tough. Paper money route. Okay. If you said the word alopecia, I'll donate $1. Okay. This is someone playing with us in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. We're
Yeah.
not talking
So I'm not
about.
we're not gonna be we're not going to be distracted. We're going to
That's
keep on
right.
track with what God has given us to do today. And so listen, as we talk about finances, there's so many people right now that need financial literacy because they really um we're really so used to spending everything and not investing in things like a life insurance policy that can pay off in the end. And so, as you teach other people to do what you do, how do they, in turn, help other people? Is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
So my story, I turned pain into passion. That's how I came into the industry. I had a painful
Okay.
situation and I turned that into my purpose. And from that, my story, when you're taking my master class, I share that and hope that it's relatable to you. That even if you haven't had the similar, same pain as mine, maybe you've had some pain in your life. And my story can be relatable to uplift you and believe that you can see beyond your current circumstances. Once they get their license, okay, now you're in a position to replicate and mirror what I've done. And that's the whole thing. Myself being able to take that pain, turn it into passion, and now I've turned it into a nationwide brokerage business, a master class that seeks to help individuals. I go on several platforms, syndicated radio shows, TV, what have you, to get the word expanded. And me bridging the gap between underrepresented communities that don't know about life insurance and educate on financial literacy. When you take my class and you pass your state exams, you're now putting yourself in a position to elevate your family, build generational wealth, and you're able now to expand and help other people under your umbrella and be able to help them too. Help someone else come into the financial services industry. So
Yeah.
you learn from me, and from me, build your own, and then help someone else build. You continue to pass the torch, whether it be family members or strangers.
Now I clearly understand the broker coach part
Ah,
of it. Now,
yeah.
now, now it really rang a bell. I was trying to really put that together, but now I see you are actually through your master class, you are coaching these people. to build.
Absolutely.
Now it all comes together. I'd never heard of a broker coach before, but I know since you were a coach, you coached something. But now I
Yeah.
understand you are coaching people to, as I said, duplicate yourself, become a broker, whatever they need to do to help other people become financially literate.
Correct,
That's correct.
absolutely. And in this class, I'm going to help you mitigate pitfalls. I'm going to
Okay.
help you have a blueprint that you can have steps that you can follow rather than going out there and being thrown to the wolves and going down a path that you're spending money you don't need to accomplish this objective. And I'm helping you so that you don't go down the wrong path, so that you can save money and you can get there with the short steps and get on with starting your business.
You know what? That is so good because in one part of my class that I teach with healing from emotional enemies,
Mm,
I teach about self-sabotage and money.
mm,
And my book is kind of a workbook, but it's a book where I really teach people because there was one time in my life that I sabotaged my finances with over 30
mm.
something credit cards.
Oh
You
my.
know,
Mhm,
I
mhm,
had so many credit cards. I had a credit card for this, a credit card for that, a credit card that it was, I was using a
mhm.
credit card to pay a other credit card off. I was all
Oh,
over the place, with
yeah.
my and see a lot my story, a little bit of my story is, and a whole lot of people don't know it, and I'm going to say it now. And I don't think I've ever said it out. When I was
Okay.
24 years old, I was actually a millionaire.
Wow,
I was
amazing.
living in the Virgin Islands. And I'm not exaggerating, I was a millionaire and nobody was around to teach me, show me, or give me instructions. So what
Incredible.
I thought it was for me to fly and go places, buy expensive stuff, but I just spent. And I think by the time I was 28, I had gone through that $1 million. It was gone.
Yeah, you
And
did.
so
Mhm,
it's so important what you're talking about now, that we understand, and the piece of it is everything that you do, you connect it with God, with faith, like you said, not shoving it down people's throat, but allowing them to see that everything that God is doing through you, you're passing it on to them.
mhm, mhm.
Let's talk about
Absolutely.
let's sit in this space before I go to anything else right now. Let's talk a little bit about what you actually do offer in your masterclass. I want you to really invite some people to come to this
Sure.
class. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so it is a proven blueprint that I went through. It teaches individuals all of the steps that they need to go from A to Z to become licensed. It teaches them how to get the pre licensing training that's required. We
Mhm.
provide the vendors that you go to get the pre licensing training. It provides the study guide steps to prepare for state exams, where to go to sign up for state exams. Okay. And then after that, how to get your actual license, and then what you need to actually start a business. Sometimes we think that we need a website, a fancy website. We need a toll-free number. You do need to have a business email, but sometimes you can start small, take small steps, and build into larger ones. And so that mitigates having debt. Until you
Yes.
make some money, you got to start small. You got to crawl. And so sometimes it gets frustrating later on when we have debt and we realize that I really didn't need that to start. I didn't need that fancy website. I paid that developer all that money, and all the clients that I received didn't even come from the website. I got it through some other source. And so now we find ourselves in debt. We start making some money, and all of it, the proceeds, we can't do anything and reap the benefits or the fruit of our labor because it's all going to bills now, because we didn't have a coach or a mentor. I always recommend individuals check out the industry you're trying to go into. Find a good mentor or coach. Somebody can help you mitigate pitfalls, tell you how to start smart, small, and build large. So in my master class, I'm going to give you those steps. I'm going to tell you who's the vendor you need to go to that we'll partner with that allows you to get the training that you need. You need to be trained before you can take state exams. How is it that I can get licensed with one state and get licensed with all 50? How do I get in touch with getting licensed with the carrier, being an agent, and turning that into being a broker with several carriers? You know, it's important when you're in the financial services industry like I am. It's about budget. You might not like a plan and it might not fit in your budget with one carrier. I need to be able to offer you three, four, or maybe five different carriers till we get benefits and a plan that fits you and fits your budget. Because if you
Mhm.
can't make the premium, what good is it to put someone into a plan and now it lapses because they can't make it? My job is
Wow.
to be patient, listen, find out what your needs are, and find the best plan that fits your budget because I want you to be successful. I want you to have generational wealth. I want you to be able to make your premium. And I want you to be ready when life takes a turn and someone transition. And so my class offers that.
Okay. Okay. And how long is your class?
It's a 1 hour class initially to
It's a
orientate
master
you.
class.
Right. Initially, it's an hour.
Hmm.
Okay. And it'll give you all the steps that you need. And subsequent, I'm there holding your hand all the way. You're going to have questions. You're going to go through your pre licensing training. You might have some stumbling blocks where you have some questions. But the vendor that we use is very thorough. They give study guides. You have small quizzes after each chapter that you study. You have a final exam. And after that final exam, you're now prepared to go in and take the state exam. I give you all of the number of hours that are required based on your state. Each state is different. California, 32 hours or 52 hours if you want life, health, accident, plus California ethics. Every state is different. Texas, Florida, it all depends where you are. And they have a number of hours that you need to complete. And so we cover that in the class, or I give you the reference where to find out how many hours you need to complete. And as individuals go through it, sometimes they have questions that are not answered, and folks want to come back to me and ask, in your experience, how did you handle that? You have to go through money laundering training. A lot of people try to take dirty
Wow.
money, turn it into clean money by getting an insurance policy. So we have to watch out for all that
Ooh,
kind of
this is
fraud.
interesting. Yes.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my goodness.
it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Listen, this is a really good conversation because most people are afraid to talk about finances, afraid
Hmm.
to talk about money because they're dealing with so much, but when you have the information and you utilize the information, it all makes sense. Like I'm telling you, man, if I was at the age that I was, maybe 40, when I had all the money, I would I would I would be really in a good place with this mindset that I have not, but I had no one to teach me. I had no
If
one.
we knew then what we know now, is what
Yeah,
we say.
yeah. But you know what? I believe it can happen again. I
Oh,
believe I can
good.
duplicate that thing again. So
Because,
it's okay. It's okay. You
yes,
can hear me, right? Because my thing is not for some
I can
reason.
hear you fine.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So listen, anyone, I have your name up and your website as well as your email address. So those of you that are watching us and you want some more information, please go check out her website or email Dr. Shonda, and she will be able to tell you much more about what she does in the financial arena. We're going to segue a little bit. Listen, you are sitting around the table with me, moi, and my guest. Tonight, I am Apostle Dr. Alicia George, and I am your vision healing mentor. If you don't have a vision for your life, if you don't understand how to go through a real process of totally being healed, you will never be whole. And so we want to make sure that you understand that there is steps. You need to leave your past behind. Just deal with where you are right now so that you can move to your future. And every Friday night, we're on here around the table in this space with different conversations. This evening, we have an all around guest. She's an entrepreneur, she is a speaker, she is an author, and she is a business owner. So we have them all in one tonight, because this is the space where we bring authors, coaches, speakers, women entrepreneurs to this space. But tonight we have one that has hit every category. So let's pull up on this one. Let's talk about your book being a
Sure. Let's talk about. Let me show
bestseller.
it to you. It's
Yes.
called Peace Within: The Home, the School, the Community, the World. And it had about 30 authors on it. We're co-authors, and it ended up being a bestseller on Amazon ebook. And my chapter is Transforming Your Trajectory, Maneuvering the Journey of Pain to Building Wealth. And I talk about my whole story, how I got into the financial services industry, what led me to offering life insurance products and services to the community. And so
Okay.
I won't go into that because I want you to be
Get the
inspired and
book.
motivated
Yes.
to pick up this book. And you have it on the screen here, drshaundaspeaks.com, or you can even go to stewartinsuranceservices.com. And that's where I offer appointments as well for quotes and consults. And at that same site, you can get to Dr. Shawnda Speaks. So either way is a way to get in touch with me. But this book,
Uh-huh.
it includes chapters that will resonate with you. A lot of people have issues and problems, healing needs, and they need hope, and they need to see that you're not alone. There is someone out there that has a story just like yours and will resonate with you. And in this book, I'm sure that whatever you may be going through, you will find one of these inspiring co-authors, and you will find that that story is just as relatable to my life. And they will give you strategies. We call it like an album or a book of strategies,
Okay.
because you will find in there that there's something for everyone. And there's a lot of individuals that were able to look beyond their current circumstances of feeling like I'm in the valleys and I need to be pulled out, and I need prayer, I need coping skills, I need a way to heal. And the book is a page turner. Once you start it, you keep looking and turning the pages and get to the next author. Let me
Uh-huh.
see what this doctor is talking about. Okay.
Wow.
It's very inspiring. So I encourage you all and would love for you to go out and purchase the book and see how it can resonate on your life and it builds you up.
Well, let's talk about the book for a minute. The one
Sure.
thing that I noticed about the book, it's a hardcover book,
Mm-hmm.
correct? It's not a paperback.
Absolutely. No, it's not a paperback. It's
It's a
a hardcover.
hardcover book, and very rarely are you seeing these hardcover books, which
Beautiful.
means there's been a lot of thought going into this book. How much is the book?
The book is $40. And
Uh-huh.
if you go to drshaundaspeaks.com and you use the code PEACE10, you can get $10 off. Code
Okay.
PEACE10 at drshaundaspeaks.com, and you'll
Uh-huh.
get the book for $30.
Okay, that is awesome. And there's over 30 something authors in that book. Wow.
Absolutely. 30 some
You know,
authors.
I do anthologies, I write books. I have never allowed my mind to be stretched to think that I was going to do 30 authors, because it's a lot to do a book. I'm getting ready right now to do a couple of books. I have two anthologies that I am
Wonderful.
working on. I have a book, Code and Activations, that I'm working on. And I think Code and Activation is the one that I'm looking for 15 authors, because it's a small segment that each person have to do. All the other books are like 2,500 words a person. There's no way I am working with 30 people. I'm just
Yeah.
not doing that. And but the thing that I have learned in being a publisher and doing it, I have started really using a book coach, which has really helped me.
Mm.
When you all were writing this book, who are you, the visionary of the book, or was there someone else?
Yeah, Dr. Teresa Mosley. She
Okay.
is the visionary behind this book, and
Uh-huh.
she selected all of us to participate.
Okay.
And it was really a huge project. It just came out, International Peace Week in September 2025, just a couple of months ago, is when the
Wow.
book launched. And along those lines, she was amazing doctor. She also allowed us, we did a virtual speech, each of us. It was a 3-day and it was internationally circulated. where it was
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. It circulated international. And we also had a Peace Award that was given to us. She had a ceremony in Maryland, and we all traveled there. Most of all the authors was there, and we
Yes,
were awarded a Peace Award. It's a very beautiful
that
award,
is
and
awesome.
we all
Awesome.
got a chance to speak and tell our stories and inspire other individuals, as well as offer the book. It's been an amazing project. Was a lot of work. We had a big campaign where each of us had an opportunity to talk about the book prior to it launching, and that enabled it to be a success too as a bestseller. Lots of folks did the ebook as well.
Yes.
So
Yes,
yeah.
and you just said the key thing, putting in the work is
Mm,
what makes it, the bestseller, because it's not easy to become a bestseller. People think you just put things up there and it just happened. It's
no.
work. You have to
Mm,
stand behind these things.
yeah.
So, let's go. Let's move from you as an author, and let's just talk about. Um, we know that Thanksgiving is coming up, and right after Thanksgiving, everybody is looking forward to Black Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh
Black
yeah.
Friday. So, is there anything that you are offering for Black Friday that we should be looking for from you?
Absolutely. I have a anti-aging, vegan, all natural skincare line. It's called Cali Sun Glow, and it's inspired by living in.
Entrepreneur. I told you all, this is an entrepreneur in this space. She is not playing around. Come on now. Go ahead, Dr.
Yeah,
Sandra.
CaliSungGlow.com, and it's inspired by living in California. And I know that a lot of people love to come here for our year-round sunshine. You're here, you know. And when
Yes,
they leave, they always say, "I miss California for that sunshine, that weather, that glow I had on my skin. I'm going back to Cali, and I'm going back." And I said, I want to put a product out there so that individuals that don't live here, that's what inspired it to, our products are vegan and all natural. We have a collagen moisturizer, a facial cleanser, a mask. You know that when we get older, we lose collagen, elasticity.
yes,
Sometimes we get
yes.
crow's feet, wrinkles, fine lines. So I brought in a chemist that put together a whole anti-aging vegan line. We like natural. We want vegan. You know how California is. We want to eat vegan food. We want vegan product. California what we want. Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
that's what the product is. And so I'm going to be offering starting Monday at CaliSungGlow.com 50% off all products starting Monday. And so, yeah, that's what I'm be offering as well. I have my clothing boutique, SavvyTopsAndHats.com. We're going to be doing 50% off all of the clothing, leather jackets, leather dresses, and that's SavvyTopsAndHats.com. Everything will be Monday, skincare and clothing available Monday, Black Friday prices.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You
Thank
are
you.
a mogul, okay? We, we,
Thank
we,
you.
we're not just on here talking about insurance. We're ensuring a future for your generation by
Yeah.
the things that you are doing. And that is absolutely so awesome. Sometimes we have to sit in spaces and do different things because there's
Yeah.
so many different people on this earth that ain't everybody going to buy insurance from you. I mean, you can specialize
Right.
in that, but there may be someone else, there's a other need that you can fill. Listen, to those of you that are listening to us on Facebook, those of you that are listening to us on YouTube, I want to let you all know that we are going to be offering some Black Friday specials also, because I'm gonna follow suit. I have a couple of things, but I think I'm gonna add two more things so that because
Hey.
I just got inspired to go big. There was something that you said earlier that is one of the things that I teach continually in my vision classes when I am coaching people into new businesses.
Yes.
Start small, grow big.
Yes.
Start small, grow big. I use that all the time. All of these things that you're doing did not happen overnight. You added on, you calculated, you did took steps to get where you are. And
Absolutely.
so we have to understand that we can have big visions, we can have big dreams, but we have to plan. We can't just throw things up there. We have to plan, because then we get into that place of self-sabotaging and we start to feel like we're failures and everything because
Yeah.
we're doing so much. And I could tell that you were very calculating with each and everything that you have done. Sister, I am telling you, I'm motivated tonight. I really am.
Yes.
I am.
It's so important to have. I just want to be a positive image to young
Yes,
girls and women to believe in your dreams and just
yes,
get started. Everything doesn't, you don't have to know all the answers. God will be there for you and guide your steps. Just get started. Find a good
yes,
coach if you can and start small.
yes.
And after you get that first business, you feel inspired that I think I can do something else. God has more purpose for me and more assignment. And that's kind of how it happened with me. I never would have thought I had all these business from the pain I came and turned into purpose and how I got into the insurance business. But once I did that, then it made me feel strong enough that I can have a purpose elsewhere. I felt like there was more that I could do. And I just want to be a positive influence to young girls to go after their dreams. You can do anything that you want to do. Don't let anybody steer your mind away from what you can't be.
That is awesome. Well,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to this place before we get ready to close.
Sure.
We do business, and our day-to-day life is usually caught up in running one, two, or three businesses. I probably have about four real businesses. I was laughing when you said, because I have a I have a sunscreen business also that I do because I was in the Virgin Islands.
Mhm.
And no, I did it. It's actually a spray. It's a mosquito spray
Oh.
for your skin. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you
Things.
try different things to see what's
Mm-hmm.
going to work, and then you settle in on certain things. And we get so busy sometimes. So, my question to you is, with all of this that you have going on, all that you do to keep going, what do you do for yourself to relax?
So, meditation, prayer, you have to balance because how can I be a person that is of service to the community if I'm burned out? I talk about that in my book as well. You have to have time to reap the benefits of the fruit of your labor, but at the same time, have balance with personal life and being an entrepreneur. When you're an entrepreneur and you have multiple businesses, you wear multiple hats. You can't
Hmm.
hire someone to do everything for you. So you have to be self sufficient so you can sustain your business and still have budget to do other things. For me, getting rest, meditation and prayer, quiet time, making sure that people respect your space and time. And you can't
Yeah,
be afraid to say no. As much as we want to be servants of God and help individuals, sometimes we have to say no. It doesn't mean we're closing the door, it just means that we're being respectful of our bodies, respectful of our self care. Because if you burn out, now you're not able to help anybody and they need you. And I want to be available to my family, and so I have to have that balance. I say to everybody, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, whether it be one business or four businesses, make sure you can handle it, and the only way you can do it is finding some way to channel your emotions, having balance, taking time out, rest. You need to get rest because it's a
rest.
very important and tiring thing to be an entrepreneur. It's a lot of work. And I
It's a
think
lot
a
of
lot of
work.
people don't know that till they started. They're like, I had no idea what I'm getting myself into. They find
Yes.
out later on it is difficult. And you don't always make money all the time. There's
No.
peaks and valleys in business and volatile. That's why multiple sources of income is excellent. Because, like you said, you don't always sell life insurance or offer life insurance. Not everybody is in a position to be able to acquire it, but maybe something else that you offer can help individuals. We learned from the pandemic. We learned from the government being closed. This is about the second time in the last couple of years we've had a government shutdown, and some people don't get paid. Some
Yes.
businesses closed, and so now you're looking, what other multiple sources of income can I generate some revenue and make money? Because now I'm in a strap. I need help.
Look,
So, yeah.
I guarantee you that out of this government shutdown that we just had, that there
Yeah.
were thousands of entrepreneurs being born. And that's what it's really all about. But as you said, it's not easy being an entrepreneur. There's highs, there's lows, there are days that
Mm,
you don't want to, there are days
yeah.
that you want to just throw in the towel, but there's so much gratification. I I come from an industry which is the beauty industry, and I
Mm,
spent over 22 years in that beauty industry. And every company that I worked for, they were a self-starter, an entrepreneur. That's how businesses get started. When
mm,
you look at Walmart, Sam, he was an entrepreneur. See, we've got on Steve Jobs was an entrepreneur, but it's how you go about doing it that
yeah.
makes the difference.
So you
And
don't
you let us
bankrupt yourself. Sometimes we
right.
overextend ourselves, and it can be.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but to take the time out to rest, to take the time out to give yourself space to recuperate, to take the time out to give yourself time to plan. That is one of the major things that will help you to be consistent in what you've chosen to do. Listen, this is around the table, and if we're in this space tonight where my guest is Dr. Shonda Stewart, and we have had a great conversation today. And so I just want you to know, if you want to come in this space, if you want to be a part of any of our broadcasts, we're here every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. DM me if you're my friend on Facebook. If you want to come on, just DM me. I have no more spaces for November, but I do have a few spaces left for December. So there is still an opportunity for you to come on here with me. Let me just check these last two comments before we. Hi, Master Coach Jamaria. Thank you for stopping in here with us tonight. We welcome you. We welcome you. And listen, I want you to know this, that as we go into the holidays, as we go into Thanksgiving, as we go into Christmas, there is a lot going on. And please make sure that you know Dr. Saunders' email as well as her website. Because the one thing that I want to leave this show with tonight is for you to ensure that you and your family members are taken care of with insurance, especially over the holidays, so that if something should happen, that you don't need to use GoFundMe,
Oh
that you
yes.
don't need
Yeah.
to go on social media and do a live. Let's be proactive as we head into the holidays. Dr. Shonda, is there anything that you would like to say before we close? What are your last words tonight?
My last words are I want everyone to go in this holiday season and continue to have peace within. Never let anyone take your peace. Let's enjoy and have peace. Let's believe in it's better to receive than to give. And let God give us the grace and let Him shed His glory in His time, okay, in His will when He wants to, not ours. A lot of times we want things to happen in our time, but let God do His will in His time and keep prayer in your heart and always have peace and love and that you show everyone else.
That is so awesome. Nothing is too difficult for our God. Even if you're going through a difficult time right now, give it all to Him. Trust Him because He is the one. I want to close out by letting you know my cousin Lorraine always says, have a great day today and a better one tomorrow. And here she is singing us out. Thank you, Dr. Shonda.
Thank you for having me.
God bless you.
You as well, my sister.
The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue. So if I speak from my heart, I'll have what I say. I am healed and not sick. I am rich and not poor. I am strong and not weak. I'm victorious and glorious. I am beauty.
So until next Friday.
I am
Ta-ta.